Welcome to the Secret History Channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. This photograph shows a Douglas Aircraft Company worker while he performs the process of riveting an A-20 airplane in a factory located in Long Beach, California. The image highlights the effort and skill of the workers involved in airplane production during an important period in the history of military aviation. The A-20 was a significant model for air operations of the time, and this photo records a moment of industrial and technological work in the aeronautical sector. In 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower was photographed pausing for the camera while painting a portrait of his daughter-in-law, Barbara, and his grandchildren, David, Anne, and Susan. This image shows a personal and quiet moment of the American leader, reflecting his interest in art and his family life. This photo records a more intimate side of Eisenhower outside political activities, highlighting his bond with his family during the 1950s. In 1984, a Swedish CH-46 Sea Knight helicopter was photographed transporting a dinosaur-shaped slide. This image shows the helicopter's ability to move large and unusual loads, demonstrating its versatility in transport operations. This photo records a curious moment that combines military technology with recreational elements in a unique setting. In 1895, a freight train was photographed crossing a high bridge in Arizona, United States. Two men are positioned on the roof of one of the cars, possibly accompanying the trip or carrying out some task. The image highlights rail transport at a time when trains were essential for economic development and for connecting regions. This photo records a moment of railroad engineering and working conditions at the end of the 19th century. In the 1930s, the airship USS Macon was photographed releasing its Curtiss F-9C2 Sparrowhawk airplanes. Each airship could carry up to 5 of these fighters, which were launched for air missions. The image shows an impressive moment in military aviation of the time, highlighting the innovation and the strategy of using airships as airborne launch platforms. This photo records an important chapter in the development of military and air technology in the period between wars. In 1945, American troops were photographed in Venice, Italy, during the last months of the Second World War. The image shows soldiers among the city's streets and canals, reflecting the Allied military presence during the period of transition and rebuilding. Venice, known for its unique architecture and rich history, was experiencing significant changes as it prepared for peace. This photo records an important moment of occupation and support by American forces in Europe, highlighting the role of the troops in stabilizing and restarting affected regions. On July 5, 1924, Babe Ruth was photographed after an incident during a baseball game, when he collided with a wall while trying to reach a ball. The image shows the moment when he was on the ground, and shortly after he recovered and kept playing, getting 2 more hits in the game. This photo records a moment of the determination and skill of one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. In 1982, Tippi Hedren was photographed at her home in Los Angeles, in the kitchen, beside her pet tiger. The image shows the actress and activist next to the animal, highlighting her interest in conservation and the care of big cats. Tippi Hedren is recognized both for her career in cinema and for her work dedicated to animal protection. This photo records a personal moment that shows the close relationship between her and the animals she protects. In 1965, John McCain, then a pilot in the United States Navy, was photographed beside his military squadron. The image shows McCain with his teammates, reflecting the training and operating environment of the armed forces during a period of intense military activity. This captured moment records the commitment, discipline, and camaraderie present among service members in the 1960s, a phase that had great impact on personal and national histories. John McCain would become an important figure in American politics in the following decades, with his military career being a fundamental aspect of his path. In 1918, Captain Harry S. Truman was photographed with other officers of the 129th Field Artillery, Battery D, outside Verdun, France. The image shows the group in a moment during the First World War, reflecting the preparation and team spirit of the Allied military forces. Harry S. Truman, who later would become President of the United States, was in the middle of operations that marked the end of the conflict. This photo records an important moment in military history and in the path of a future American leader. In 1969, the crew of the Apollo 12 mission was photographed. They were the second team to land and walk on the moon. The image shows the astronauts in their spacesuits, prepared to explore the lunar surface. The mission took place a few months after the historic Apollo 11 landing and contributed to the advance of space exploration. This photo records an important moment in the history of science and technology. On June 11, 1946, the wings of the Spruce Goose airplane were moved from the Hughes Aircraft Factory in Culver City to Long Beach, California. The Spruce Goose, designed by Howard Hughes, was one of the largest airplanes ever built, made mainly of wood because of metal shortages during the Second World War. The image records an important moment in transporting this imposing structure, highlighting the engineering and the effort involved in building and moving the airplane. In 1932, William Beebe was photographed next to his bathysphere, a vessel used for deep-water exploration. The image shows the innovative equipment that allowed Beebe to make dives to great depths, contributing to scientific knowledge about the ocean and its creatures. This photo records an important moment in the history of sea exploration and underwater technology. In March 1979, Joop Sinju, a Philips representative, presented the digital compact known as the compact disc to the world in the Netherlands. The image shows Sinju during the launch event of this innovative technology that would revolutionize the music industry. The compact disc quickly became the world standard for recorded audio, offering higher sound quality and greater durability compared with earlier formats. This photo records an important moment in the evolution of storage and playback of music. Mary Monroe Sanderson, born in 1748 and deceased in 1852, was a resident of Lexington, Massachusetts, and one of the earliest born people to be photographed. The image records a figure who lived in a period that preceded the invention of photography, but who had her portrait captured in the early years of this technology. This photo is a testimony to the transition between different historical eras and the evolution of visual recording methods. In 1912, a cyclist from Tarvastu, Estonia, was photographed on a wooden bicycle he made himself. The image shows the creativity and craftsmanship present at the time, reflecting the search for practical and innovative solutions for mobility. Bicycles were important means of transport, and building one's own vehicle shows the ingenuity of people in the early 20th century. This photo records a moment of daily life and local traditions in a small European community. In the 1930s, in the Soviet Union, a futuristic vision of an electromagnetic rapid transit system was created. The image shows designs and concepts that were innovative for the time, seeking to modernize urban transport and improve people's mobility in cities. This idea reflected the enthusiasm for technology and progress that marked the Soviet period. The photo records the ambition to transform the future of engineering and public transport. March 5, 1953, the vessel Marine Angel, 600 feet long and 70 feet wide, moved along the Chicago River. The image shows the large ship sailing through the city's waters, highlighting the importance of maritime transport for local trade and industry. This moment records the movement of large vessels through urban rivers, reflecting the economic development and transport infrastructure of the time. In 1913, a man was photographed in London driving a carriage pulled by a zebra. The image shows an unusual and curious scene, highlighting the use of this exotic animal for transport in a large European city. This photo records a singular moment of urban life, reflecting the interest in novelties and spectacles in the society of the time. In the 1960s, Claudia Cardinale, one of the greatest sensations of Italian cinema, was photographed in a moment of prominence in her career, known for her beauty and talent. She took part in several films that marked European and world cinema. The image reflects the glamour and influence of the actress during a decade of great artistic and cultural output in Italy. This photo records a moment in the history of cinema and popular culture in the 1960s. In the early 1980s, Jamie Lee Curtis was photographed during the start of her career as an actress. She quickly stood out for her performances in successful films, becoming an important figure in the cinema of that decade. The image shows the young actress in a moment of rise, reflecting the style and entertainment culture of the 1980s. This photo records the beginning of the path of an artist who would go on to earn international recognition. In the 1960s, Barbara Eden was photographed during the peak of her career as an actress. She became very well known for the leading role in the television series I Dream of Jeannie, which gained great popularity at the time. The image shows the actress in a moment of prominence, reflecting the style and entertainment culture of the 1960s. In the 1950s, this photograph shows an old Coca-Cola machine where each bottle cost 6 cents. The image highlights the classic design of the equipment used to sell the popular drink in that period. Machines like this were common in public places, making quick access to soft drinks easier. This photo records a moment of consumer culture and daily life in the United States during the 1950s. In 1968, this photograph was taken in a G.C. Murphy store, showing a family about to buy a new RCA color television. The image highlights a moment of technological innovation and change in the spending habits of American families. Color television represented a significant advance in home entertainment, transforming how people watched shows and news. This photo records a moment of daily life and consumer culture during the 1960s. In 1949, workers were photographed at the Rolleiflex factory in Germany. The image shows the production of high-quality cameras, highlighting the effort and skill of the team involved in the process. Rolleiflex was known for its medium-format cameras, widely used by professional photographers. This photo records an important moment of the German photographic industry in the post-war period, reflecting the economic and technological rebuilding of the country. Carl J. Eliasson was an inventor and manufacturer known for creating one of the first successful snowmobiles. The image records Eliasson next to his invention, which revolutionized transport in regions with deep snow. His work allowed greater mobility and efficiency for people who lived in cold and rural environments. This photo highlights an important moment in the history of technological innovation related to transport and adaptation to climate. In 1956, in the Soviet Union, a mother was photographed with her 4 twin children. The image shows the family together, highlighting the presence of multiple newborns in the same household. This photo records a moment of family life and Soviet society in the mid-20th century, reflecting aspects of motherhood and family structure of that time. In 1945, a French woman was photographed in Paris holding a baguette and 6 bottles of wine. The image reflects aspects of daily life and French cultural traditions shortly after the end of the Second World War. The photo records a moment when the city was beginning to recover and resume normal activities, highlighting typical symbols of local food and lifestyle. In April 1947, George H.W. Bush was photographed holding young George W. Bush in New Haven, Connecticut. The image shows a family moment between father and son, capturing the beginning of a story of a family that would have great influence in United States politics in the following decades. This photo records a moment in the personal life of 2 generations of a family important in American history. In 1890, a peanut street vendor was photographed wearing an outfit made entirely of peanuts as a creative way to promote his trade. This image reveals an unusual marketing strategy to catch the attention of customers on the busy streets of the time. Using his own products to make the clothing shows the inventiveness and entrepreneurial spirit present at the end of the 19th century. This photo records a unique moment of urban life, showing how vendors used visual and innovative methods to make their businesses stand out in a competitive environment. In 1927, during a wedding ceremony, a pig appeared unexpectedly in the photo, creating a fun and spontaneous moment. The image shows the bride and groom and guests, with the animal drawing attention in an unexpected way. This photo records a curious and joyful moment, reflecting unusual situations that can happen at social events. It is an example of how relaxed moments are part of the special memories of a celebration. In 1955, Miss Sausage Queen was photographed during the event promoted by the Zion Meat Company in National Hot Dog Week. The image shows the contest winner, celebrating American food culture and the traditions tied to promotional events of the time. This photo records a moment of entertainment and marketing, reflecting popular enthusiasm for festivals and themed competitions in the United States in the 1950s. In 1966, a curious image was captured in Moscow, showing a penguin being interviewed by a local journalist. Although the scene has a relaxed and humorous tone, the photograph highlights the growing interest of Soviet media in subjects related to nature and animal life. The penguin, an uncommon animal in Moscow, stirred curiosity and fascination among the public. This photo records a singular moment that combines communication, culture, and the relationship between humans and animals in the Soviet Union during the 1960s. In May 1940, a Spahi, a North African horseman serving in the French army, was photographed beside his horse and his famous blade. The Spahis were known for their skill and military tradition, playing important roles in various operations during that period. The image highlights the uniform and typical equipment of these soldiers, reflecting the diversity of French forces in the Second World War. This photo records a moment in the military and cultural history of the time. In the 1970s, people were photographed enjoying cocktails in a social setting. The image shows a moment of leisure and togetherness, reflecting the entertainment and cultural trends of that decade. Cocktails were popular at gatherings and parties, representing an aspect of lifestyle and forms of socializing at the time. This photo records a moment of daily life and entertainment in the 1970s. In May 1938, Mrs. Coleman was photographed washing clothes at the Irwinville Farm, located in the state of Georgia, United States. The image shows a common scene of rural life at the time, with traditional methods of manual cleaning. This photo records a moment of daily life in farming areas, highlighting the work and household activities carried out by families during the late 1930s. In 1950 in Paris, a competition was held to choose the most beautiful legs. The photograph shows the participants showing their legs during the event, reflecting the beauty standards and forms of entertainment of that time. This kind of contest was popular and was part of fashion and leisure culture in the post-war years. The image records a moment that highlights social and cultural aspects of France in the mid-20th century. In 1939, the construction of Mount Rushmore was underway. The sculptures were carved in solid granite during a large project that began in 1927 and was completed in 1941. The image shows the workers and the progress of the works that resulted in an iconic monument of the United States. The project highlighted the technical skill and collective effort needed to create these monumental representations of American presidents. This photo records an important moment in the history of art and engineering. In the 1970s, children were photographed while listening to music. The image shows the interest and enjoyment of young people in the new forms of musical entertainment of the time. That decade was marked by major cultural changes, with the rise of several musical styles that influenced generations. The photo records a moment of daily life and socializing through music. In 1952, a sergeant was photographed feeding a cat with a medicine dropper. The image shows a moment of care and attention to the animal, highlighting the relationship between service members and their pets or mascots during the period. This record reveals a human and gentle aspect in the daily life of soldiers at the time. 1965, Martin Luther King Jr. and other civil rights leaders were photographed watching a speech by President Lyndon B. Johnson on television. The image shows an important moment of attention and reflection during a crucial period for the civil rights movement in the United States. This event marked advances in discussions about equality and social justice, with political and community leadership acting together. The photo records a scene that highlights the influence of communication and political engagement in the fight for social change. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, please use the Super Thanks tool below. Your contribution helps us keep bringing you amazing historical content. Thank you so much for your support, and see you in the next video.